Don't place a trade based on what you're seeing in this video because there is no guarantees of making a profit in the market. It takes you a long time to become a good trader. So this video here is just to educate you to become a much better trader. Hey traders, I hope you're doing well this morning. And by the way, before I start guys, I really do mean that. You know, we all go through our challenges. We all go through our issues. We all have something going on in our life, right? Like with me, I've gone through divorce. I've gone through cancer, almost gone bankrupt. So I really do mean that from a person to a person. Instead of just a YouTube video, I just want to take a few seconds to say, listen, I really do hope you're doing well. And if you're not, try to do some little things every single day to make that thing better, whether it's a financial, whether it's your health or something like that. You know what I mean? So there's some, in every area of your life, you can start doing small things to really make a big difference in your life. So let's get straight into today's video. I've just finished looking at the markets this morning. No trades for me today. You actually can see the timer down here just actually went to you can see if I just open up this chart here. Let me open up one of the charts. You can see the timer down the bottom here. That's actually 3:59. So you can see how it just went 4 o'clock. So market just closed. And I want to do this video. Obviously, you saw the title of this video. The next recession is going to be one of the biggest gifts you and I have ever seen at this current time in the moment. And the reason why I say that is this. Let me give you a bit of a backstory here. I went out to dinner with a mate last night, and we're talking about what's happening right now in the economy and what's really happening right now underneath the surface and the stock market and all these different things happening right now. And we were talking, and my mate was giving it. He was really focusing on the negative side of how the numbers are fake, how the government's not telling the truth, how all this is bad. And I had to flip it on its head. I said, no, this is one of the greatest opportunities you're going to see in your lifetime, because in every bad situation is a really good time to do really well. When was the best time? Like if you look in cycles of history, okay, and I learned this from Ray Dalio, but not only just Ray Dalio, from a lot of my mentors. In history, when are the best times to be getting into long-term investments, not trading? If you trade the markets, trading is when you're getting in, you're getting out in particular times, okay? That's a different kettle of fish. We're talking about long-term buy and hold for 5 or 10 years, or maybe longer. When has been the best times in history in anywhere, in any environment, whether it's property market or whether it's the share market? When has that been? When things look so bad. So I was saying to my mate, and we were talking about this last night, I was saying to him that the next downturn is a gift that's going to help you catapult your wealth so much quicker and so much faster. Either one, being short as the market comes down, or two, just remove yourself so as it starts to come down, you actually start to then swoop up on these really good quality stocks, because you know what's going to happen over the next 5 or 10 years. They're going to still, the big companies like Apple and Amazon and some of the really big companies here in Australia are going to be giving out good dividends. And so just buy and hold those for 10 years. Like Amazon and Apple, right? Like those companies, and even probably Facebook, these companies are going to be around for a very long time. So long-term investments, think about the next recession is not bad. It's not bad. It's a gift for you to catapult you to start to, if you haven't started building some sort of wealth behind you, that's going to be the start, right? Even if you only had $1,000 and you put $1,000 in an account and you started collecting the dividends from a share or whatever, and then you just start accumulating that, you say, you know what, that $1,000, every time I get dividends, I'm going to buy some more shares or whatever, and you accumulated that over 10 years, you'd be so surprised of the compounded growth that comes, especially when you're buying when there's blood on the streets. You see this, I've seen this so many times. And what we've got to look at is not how bad things are, and this is so bad, and this is bad, and I can't believe they're lying to us, and the numbers are false, and the numbers are this. Please don't look at it as a glass half empty. Look at this as a glass half full. This is an amazing opportunity right now that's coming. And the best thing about it is we have plenty of time to get ready for it, either to short it. Now, we don't know when the downturn's going to start. The charts will tell us that, by the way. It's not happening right now because we're still in a big bull market. But the charts will start to do what? Create lower lows and lower highs. We will start to see that on the bigger picture. We're not there. We're not there yet. So we're not even at a top. We're not even at a top yet right now. We may or may not be, but we're not. We haven't formed that top yet, or we may be forming the top right now, but we haven't actually started the downturn yet. That's not in the market there. But what you want to do is you want to bring some. I was saying to my mate yesterday, bring some positive into your life. Bring some optimistic, saying, wow, isn't this an amazing time? If I be smart about my money and I'm saving my money right now and I'm not spending on stupid shit and I'm doing whatever I can to build that up, then come to the next turn, even if you don't short the market and as the market's going down, you can be ready to buy and swoop up some really good quality stocks that can benefit you over the next decade. Makes sense? As we've seen time and time and time again. And this is not just for the share market, this is for property market. Right? I have seen so many times that when everything looked so bad, so bad for a long time, that was the time to buy property or buy shares, right? Like if you look at GE right now, now GE may or may not be in a really bad situation, but that's been going down for quite some time. I wonder why Ray Dalio is starting to buy it now, right? So I really want you to think about this. The next recession is the biggest opportunity of your lifetime. And it's going to catapult you to do really well in the markets. And so if you look back over the last couple of centuries, or even just the last century, when has been the best time to buy shares? Or even just buy the S&P 500 and just ride that out? You know what I mean? Or get involved with the SPY or maybe one of those big, or the GOD or whatever, right? When has been the best time? The best time is when there's been blood in the streets. Why is it a really good time? Disclaimer, I'm not telling you what you should do, but why has it been a really good time to start loading up on some gold and silver over the last couple of years? Why? Because there's been so much blood in the streets for so long, where everything's been booming, right? Why is it likely? Why are we likely to see? Why have I been doing videos over the last couple of weeks? Actually, no, correction, over the last couple of months to say we're likely to start a big bull market here, and we've actually already started, I believe. Now, it's going to take a good 2 or so years for that thing to continue to unfold. We're going to get really good runs in the market, then we're going to get a nice pullback, and we're going to stair-stepping phase. That's probably what we're doing right now, right? So really look at that, and if you go back to every single recession has come what? A really good boom time. Now, we may have a recession and then we may have a couple of years of stagnant, right? Of not doing much. And then we start, guess what? Another bull run in the market. It's the seesaw of the markets. And once you start to understand how these dynamics work in the markets, guess what? Now you can actually start to understand it all. And you can look at it as, I really learned this from Ray Dalio and even from one of my earliest mentors, is the interest rates, right? You can see as they put interest rates up, things start to slow down. But as they start to drop interest rate, things start to pick back up there. And again, I look at this as the property market. Here in Australia, I know here in Australia, a while ago now, a long time ago now, the Gold Coast here in Australia got hit by something like 60%. The market really pulled back hard in Gold Coast, Australia. So some of these mansions that were worth 4 and 5 million, my mentor started picking these things up for like a bit over $1 million because no one wanted to buy them. So he started to come in and he bought this property that for about $1 million at the time. And guess what? He bought the property and no one wanted to buy any property. Now this is a beautiful property. It's on the water and all this sort of stuff. No one wanted to touch property there. And I remember him saying, this is a long time ago now, probably about 10 years ago, when maybe longer, maybe 7 to 10 years ago. And I remember he was saying that right now is the best time to buy property right now because no one wants to buy it here, and we've actually had a big downturn. And so with the downturn in that, he started looking at these really nice mansions on the water, and then from that process, he swooped up a really nice, beautiful place for $1 million, something around about that. And now, if you look at those places now they're worth $3 and $4 million again, 10 years later. Now, what was he lucky? No, he just got in after no one wanted to be a part of it. It already pulled back massively 60%. And guess what? Things go in cycles. And so that's where and if you look at your area, if you look at the marketplace in itself, right? There's always these pockets that have been doing pretty bad, haven't they? Like, for example, silver and gold has been pretty bad for the last couple of probably 5 or 6 years, right? When is the best time to invest in something? When things are really bad, right? So that's the reason why I believe gold and silver holders, silver people that hold the gold and silver, are going to experience some really, really, really good quality growth, because we've seen blood in the streets there. What I'm trying to say is, even in the property market here in Australia, there's sections throughout Australia that have been really bad for a long time. Guess what's going to happen over the next 10 or 20 years? Those places that have been doing really, really bad for a long time are going to pick back up, and we're going to go through another boom cycle, right? It's just the way things work. It's the way life works. And so as we go through life and as we look at life as that, like where there's a really big drought, guess what happens? We know what happens, right? There's a drought, there's water restrictions. And then what happens within 12 months later, right? God blesses us with some rain, and the rain comes down, and guess what? The water restrictions go away. And then maybe another 5 or 10 years later, we get another drought and and all that sort of stuff. What I'm trying to share with you is this, is that don't be afraid of things to be perceived to be bad, because those things to be perceived to be bad, the educated is like, this is a good time to catapult my wealth moving forward. So no matter what you're looking at with your life, whether it's through property investing or whether it's investing in the share market for long term, and maybe you just want to buy some really good quality stocks and just hold them for 5 or 10 years and keep collecting that dividend and just keep accumulating that wealth, the next downturn, and you've been very, very, very aware of that, is a blessing. So please stop listening to these negative people on YouTube who are continually saying, this is bad, this is bad, this is bad, this is bad, this is bad. It's like, yeah, it is bad for majority of people who don't want to do anything and even educate themselves about the other side. Because guess what? As the market starts to fall and quote unquote trillions are lost from the markets, guess what? Quote unquote, there's trillions are shorting the crap out of this market, right? Like Ray Dalio, he's been shorting some of the overseas banks for a while, and those things have been getting hammered. So please, guys, stop listening to people that are bringing negativity into your life. Please stop listening to this, because it's not doing anything for you. Think about this world and think about your life and think about what's happening right now and what's coming over the next couple of years, over the next 2 to 5 years, as silver and gold starts to boom more, as we start to hit more of a top, and as we start to hit a recession again. Guess what's going to happen? The government's going to come in, they're going to do something, and then it's going to, we're going to go through another bull market. Right? It happens. Now, again, it won't happen straight away, but after the next downturn, we may go sideways for a couple of years, and then maybe we start another bull market. But we know everything goes in cycles. And so I hope that today's video, my only purpose of doing this video is to try to get you to be optimistic and excited about the future, because there's so much amazing opportunity that comes from this, if you are educated and if you're prepared. Now, what does educated means? Simply means that what you're doing right now, right? You understand when things go down really, really bad and things look really, really bad, like they did in 2008, guess what? That was the time to start swooping in. And I'll leave you with this. If you guys have watched The Big Short, leave a comment below and let me know if you've actually watched The Big Short. I love that movie. Guess what happens right at the end? The answering machine, when Dr. Burry is deleting his messages, guess what the boss on the answering machine said? Right at the very end of the movie. I can't believe you're buying stocks right now. Are you serious? This is everything's turned to the custard or whatever. Guess what? That was the perfect time to be buying stocks, wasn't it? Or good quality stocks anyway, right? Not just any stocks, but good quality stocks. Or even just the perfect time to be buying the SPY or whatever. You know what I mean? So please, guys, please, there's so much amazing opportunity out there for you. And I really, really do hope that this has helped you. If you do need more help, I'm giving away a free trading course and a free interview. You can find all those links in the description to help you with the technical. But this here is just to motivate you and get you excited about the next great recession, or the next recession that's coming around the corner, is going to be one of the biggest gifts in your life.